Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of Night Tales by Voodoo Games, along with a couple of extra promo stuff and extra stuff that I got with the Kickstarter. Now before I open up the box and show you what's inside, I'd like to point you towards my Patreon page, because if you like what I do and you'd like to support me, go to my Patreon page. The link is in the description below, and there you can support me for as little as just €1 per month, which will get you your name in the credits, early access to all of my videos, and also access to some Patreon exclusive material. All right, let's open up the box and see what's inside. So before I get the big box, I also have this cool Playmat, which is too big to fit in the frame, but it has all of the spots where you can put cards. And here are the level 1, 2, and 3 cards of the phases, I believe. And on the other side, these are green. And on the other side, across there, there's the blue spots. Here's red spots for cards for the decks, I believe. And there's all kinds of icons on them that also tell you what cards go there. So you have these monsters and the captains, I forget the names, and the bosses, I believe, and something else here. So that looks really cool, and you have spots for the buildings and the village as well, and for the waves of monsters that are coming, and the on one side over here, and on the other side the market where you buy cards. So that's pretty cool, and you even have a spot here for your player board. So I guess all of this is basically your items that surround your character board. So it's a huge mat. It's really big, and also came with the pledge that I got on the Kickstarter. So that's pretty cool. So here is the box then. So Night Tales, pretty heavy box. Really good looking artwork. Really like that. The 4 heroic knights fighting off the hordes of monsters there. A game by Stefan Tisa Hansson and art by Dominic Meyer. So really good looking there, and also some artwork on the sides. The 4 different knights are all depicted here, so that's cool. And on the back, there we go, you can see the setup. So normally you'd have this board with basically just the middle part there, with your market and your monsters, and you just lay out all your cards like that. But it's pretty cool that the mat actually has all of those spots already printed. So it comes with 4 detailed miniatures, 3D village elements. It's a game for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, plays in about an hour. A little bit of text here in the overview. So all right, let's open that up. So first of all, we have here the rulebook, which looks pretty thick, with an introduction and an index. There's a table of contents over there, so you can look things up quickly, how to assemble the 3D elements and the boards. So that's already something you only need to do once. All the components there. This setup of the game again here. And if you have the playmat, of course, you have spots for all of these cards. There's a bunch of tokens, player order, phases and rounds, the day phase, the market, purchasing cards, trophies, and the end of day. And here's a full example as well. That always helps, I find, to have a nice example. Then there's the night phase, there's a monster deck, the battlefield, how you reveal monsters on the battlefield, bosses, the enemy anatomy, so how the cards work with all the icons on them. Nicely explained, lots of pictures, how you fight monsters, combat, action effects, fatigue. There's, let's see here. Hey, poes, geen zo goed. Resolving attacks as well, with all the dice faces here. Got damage and defeat, player wounds, reorganizing, and the end of a player's night. gathering renown, because that's what you want to do. It's a semi-cooperative game. You can play it fully cooperative, but you can also get points, and then the person with the most points wins, of course. I did an earlier video on the game. If you click the link in the description below, or the I over there, that'll take you there. We've got lane damage tokens and hints. Another Tartos's ability. An example. Right. There's solo play, of course, and there's, like I said, co-op play, and a glossary in the back. So all in all, not too difficult. I feel it's 30 pages, but I feel like 10 of those are like pictures, examples, info. Still quite a few rules to get through, but not too heavy, I believe. Here we have a punch board with all the different tokens for the different heroes. They all have their own weapon, their shield, crest. And we have these boards to set up at either end of the game board. And some more tokens here, some damage tokens, I believe, and what have you. Here are the 3D elements. So the stands for the boards to put your boss on, and the well, a little house in the cart. Here's the house, and the palisades, and the gate. That's pretty cool. All those 3D elements. Here's the regular board that comes with the game. So you can open this. This is one side. It's pretty nice how they did that. So we have one side here, and that just folds in like that. And then the other side where your market is over here with the spots for the village, the buildings. That's pretty cool. All right. This is, of course, the stand for your market, and the stand for the forest where the monsters appear. You put your boss on this one, and you can already see the bosses here. So, oh, there's quite a few, and we got dry eraser pens as well. So we've got the War Chief here. Pretty cool. Love that art. And it's dual layered. You can see here, this is the second layer where you can put a token that moves to the right to the Doom track. And every time you have the skull, the boss does something special. They have like a special ability. Here is the Wood Witch, another boss. We have the Lich Lord. And here are the heroes. So we have Gaelric, the Blue Knight, and all these, again, double layered, so you can put a cube in here that moves along. This is your fatigue or your wounds. I guess they go both ways, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. And we have Brida, the Grey Knight. We've got Guskard, the Green Knight, and Tartos, the Red Knight. Looking really cool. They all have different abilities, so it is a bit of an asymmetrical game. This is the Doom token that you put on the boss track. It's a nice metal token with a skull on it. It's really cool. So that's nice. We have a little bag here. Probably to put tokens in, I'm not sure. We have the cubes that you put on your player board to keep track of your fatigue and your health. I'll just put that here. We have these gold nuggets that you can win and you can use to buy stuff with. So this is basically your currency. We have the base clips, so you can clip those onto your heroes to indicate their color. And of course the minis are here. We'll take a look at those in a bit. These are stands for the several standees. We have the palisades and the gates. I believe that's for those. So we have that. We have some nice looking dice here. So we have the red, the black, and the blue dice which do have different faces. So we have those as well. I'll just leave them in here. That seems to be a good spot for them. And we have several cards here. So let me just open those up and have a quick look. So first of all, we have some weapons. You can see here, these are the market cards. We have Warhammer and their cost. I believe that was 5 coins in this case, or 5 golden nuggets. We have Great Sword. We have a Lance, see that costs 4. You can also see what kind of a type of weapon that is. We have a helmet. And all of these have special abilities which are simply printed on the card itself. This costs 3. Tower shield, plate mail, gauntlets, chainmail, torn banner and a battle horn, blessed necklace. So you have all kinds of stuff that you can save up for and upgrade your character with during the market phase. And that's pretty cool. Adventurous chest, magic ring, raven, and they're all color coded as well. You can have a familiar, hound, a noble steed, a dire wolf, a hawk, war horse. You can have the aid of a seer, a scribe, a sellsword, hunter, monk, squire. Some different with some special weapons here, I believe. Yeah, these are weapons you can get from defeating the bosses, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty cool. There's only 3, yeah, so 1 for each boss. This is a card that tracks how many points you get. You know, if you defeat a monster in the 2nd or 3rd rank, the first player to do it puts their token here, gets 5 points. The 2nd gets 3, and the 3rd gets 1 point. So phase 1, defeat a monster with a rank effect, defeat a non-boss monster with at least 3 health points remaining, etc. So you have them for each of the phases. Of course, the points get more as the phases increase. Some of these cards. This is, I don't remember what that was for, amount of damage dealt or something. What's this? These are new. I don't think these were in the prototype. Oh, this is for the cooperative game, right? Okay, that's cool. So you have some cards that you can use in the cooperative mode. Here we have solo mode cards. Reroll 1 monster die, reroll 1 knight die, discard a monster die. So all kinds of special abilities from these characters. Aids, I guess. We have some reference cards, which is nice for all the players. I guess there's more. Yeah, there's 2 more of these here, these aids. Right, so we also have Benedict and Bjorn. And then we have 4 of these with a day and a night phase. 1 for each player, which is a nice little reference. All right, let's open up these cards. So we do have some starter weapons. So here for Gelric, he starts out with a long sword. Same for Brida, I guess they all get a long sword. So a simple weapon to start out with. We have a couple of more market cards here. Battle axe, halberd, and a spear. And then we have the monsters and the bosses. So we've got these green skins, I guess. The shaman, a warrior, goblin, berserker. Then we have these undead, the wraith, the ghoul, the zombie, the draugr, and all of these have their own art. Really, really nice looking art. Then we have the beasts faction, the doombat, the centaur, the beastmen, and the warg. And here's another, this is a higher level. So this is an ogre, a wolf rider, a troll, and the undead have the necromancer, the banshee, and the vampire. And the beasts have harpies, giant spiders, and a minotaur. Then we have the bosses themselves. So we have the war chief here, who has special abilities. Flank attack, battery ram charge, quite a few. We have the Lich Lord with his special abilities, and the Wood Witch, the beasts. And there you go. So those are all the cards, and those fit in here. So let me just put them all back there. There we go. So lastly, we got the miniatures. So let's have a closer look here, and maybe I can get their names right. So here is Breda. I'm just gonna, oh, these have different stats on the back, and I guess you can color in these things, but this is cardboard. This is not dry erase, so I would not use these dry erase markers on this, because these might be dry erase markers, but if you put that on cardboard, that is permanent. So I don't know what went wrong there, but this does not feel like dry erase, so don't do that. I would copy this on a color printer or something and laminate it, perhaps. So let's take a closer look at the miniature. So that looks pretty nice. I think that might actually work better with just using my hand, so it doesn't focus on the art. So actually pretty cool looking miniature with a detailed base, and yeah, pretty detailed. You can actually see the crest on the back of the shield there. That looks really cool. Sword and a mace. She's carrying her helmet in her left arm. So that's Breda. Then we have Gilric over here, the Blue Knight. Really cool. Really cool pose there. Just charging forward. Sword drawn, the shield on the back. And also with a sculpted base. Got some stuff hanging from his belt there, some pockets and some pouches. So that's pretty cool. Very dynamic sculpt. Really cool. Then this guy was Guskard. And also very detailed. Look at all the stuff on the front there, on the chest. Having his battle axe and his shield raised, again with a nice crest there, the emblem. And a sword on the back, pouch there. I like the frills here on the bottom of his clothing. A nice rimmed helmet. Super cool. And finally we have, let's see, this is Tartos with the halberd. A little bit bent, but I guess a little bit of a hot water treatment will fix that right up. And it's got a halberd and a sword. Nice plate mail, plate armor there. That looks really cool. And again, shield on the back with the crest there. The fish. Sculpted base. So these look really good. I'm pretty happy with the detail on those. And I think that was everything that's in the box here. So yeah, I'm a bit unsure about those dry erase markers. I wouldn't try them on this. If you want to use dry erase markers, I just copy this and laminate that and keep that separate. Don't draw on this. This is just cardboard. So I guess something went wrong there, or maybe they wanted something different, but this is definitely not dry erase surface. All right, and that was everything that's in the box. And with this Kickstarter, we also got some extra stuff that you could add to your pledge or got unlocked. I believe this was a stretch goal. The dragon boss. That looks really good. Look at that artwork. It's just very cool. Again, with a double layered board where you put that metal doom marker. There are different stats. So there you go, the special ability of the dragon here. So we have that with the dragon's boss cards. So we have the wound card there, the boss breath of fire, course. Instill terror. Feast. Winged attack. Circling shadow. So those are the boss cards. We also got some, or you could add some really cool metal coins, and these feel really nice. Really heavy metal dice, coins, of course, that you can use as a currency instead of the gold nuggets, I guess. That's pretty cool. Liking the feel and the sound of those. So that looks really nice. Some of the better looking coins I've seen in games. And we have really nice looking marbled or frosted versions of the dice. So let me just get one of each. Really cool. So we have the red, the black, and the blue one. So the red one, let's take a look closer, it also has golden sides. So we have a shield, a skull, another shield, 2 swords, 1 sword, and 1 sword. On the red one, so they are marbled with the black in with the red, and they have a little bit of glitter in there as well. So they look really fancy. And I like me some shiny dice. We get the blue ones. They have a shield, just a 1 shield. We have a single sword, a single sword, a single sword, and a double sword. But one side has this crest, which I forgot what it does. And the black one has a, here you can see the effect really nicely of the marbling and the glitter. So we have a skull, another skull, a shield, a single sword, a single sword, and that is it. So 2 swords, 2 skulls, a shield, and a blank on the black die. So those are the special dice, which in my opinion look a lot nicer than the ones in the core game. But yeah, they're kind of like a deluxeified add-on. All right, and that was everything. Okay, now it's time for a little reboxing, because there's a whole lot of stuff, especially if you put the 3D elements together, and there's a question of how to put it all back. So what I did is I just put all the cards in here, which seems obvious. I haven't sleeved them yet, but I think if you sleeve them, this is going to stick out a bit from this edge. So it's not going to be flush, I'm afraid, because that's quite a few cards. So you might have to push them down a bit. There's usually some air in these sleeves, a few sleeves, so you can push them down a bit. I guess the board will do that. I'd have to try that out, but anyway, I put those here. Of course, the heroes go here. I put the stands for the 2 boards for the market and the monster, the forest, on here, because you can't put that together in the box. So I put those on top here. I guess you could put them in here as well, or maybe in here. So otherwise, I put these cubes in here, the base clips in here as well, the gold nuggets in here. I put all these tokens, the black and the red ones, put those together on top of those, and all the other tokens, the shield, the sword, and the blood, the damage tokens, I put those just on top of all that, and that just fits in here. Now, for the 3D elements, I took the card here, which did not fit in here all the way, as you can see. So I just put that over here in the corner, and I put the gate pieces in the back over here. So that's over there. Then I took the house without the roof, and I put it here, and I put the roof itself next to the cart like this, just like 90 degrees over the cart, and that fits just fits in there. The well house here I put next to the regular house, and I put the roof inside here. I guess you could also put it in here, but I found this to be easier. Then I put these palisades. I put one of them next to the gates, and the other ones I just put a top down like this in between, because that usually also works just fine. So there you go. That's all of those stands. The dice I put here, and I put those little boss tokens, the metal one and the punchboard ones, in here with those. I could put them in here as well, I guess, but this keeps the dice from shuffling around. So then we have 3 of these pikes. I put one of them here next to the well house, and the others 2 I simply put, I think, upside down into the house. You can put them in diagonally and that will just fit like that. So all of that goes in here. I have the special dice, which don't necessarily belong in here. If you have all these tokens, so these night tokens, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and just toss them all in here, I guess. This is basically a bit of an unidentified slot, but I just put all of those tokens, as you can see, in here. So these are all of them, and then I just folded this in kind of like 3, and that just goes on top of that. It just fits as well, so that works for me. And that means I could put these dice in a Ziploc bag in here so that I can store them vertically, and have the nice metal coins next to them in here, and that works for me. If you don't have these, of course you can put whatever in there. So now everything is in place. When you have the bosses, I think the heroes go in first. Yeah, the heroes go on top of this. There's a slot here, as you can see, between these 2 lines here. So that will fit snugly in here. So all 4 of them go here. If I put them in correctly, there you go. And that will sit flush with that. And then you have the boss boards. And I put the dragon in here as well. And if you flip them around, so the raised bit goes, you know, sideways like that. So you can, as you can see, in doing like that, that saves a bit of height. So I put those on top of that, and there's still some room. So let's see if that fits here. No, that doesn't fit there. So like I said, you can't put these together, sadly, but there is like a slot, a little bit of a indentation there that holds these big boards. Now this sticks out just a little, which is a bit of a shame, the house, but that does fit here. I wish the house, you know, would not be that high, but I couldn't put the cart there. It just didn't fit. This seems to me the best way to do it. So I just put this here carefully, and this one here, and then I put these 2. Or actually, I could put these in first. That raises it a little. Put these in first, and this on top. Then it doesn't touch the tip of the house. It's a very tight fit, but this works better, actually. And then you have the board, so that goes up till here. So this keeps that in place. And everything beneath it, and the second board, and that now is almost flush with that, just a little bit taller, but that's everything. So all you need now is the rule book, and there's still actually a little bit of room left. So that fits nicely, everything back, including the extras, the extra boss and the dice and the coins, all of that inside the box. And there you go. And so that was my unboxing of Night Tales by Voodoo Games. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That really helps as well. And if you'd like to support me on Patreon, check out the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.